But let's say someone's watching this and they're like, this is absolutely blow my mind, Gary. Like, how can I apply this like in an everyday setting and work? Look, I'm not saying trick people or coerce them, but is there any kind of approaches that you've been quite successful with that have translated and landed very well?
One of the most important skills that differentiates one cybersecurity analyst from another is the ability to get buy-in, right? Because a lot of things require us to get other people to do things. So not click on that phishing link is kind of the most obvious one. But whether we try to get someone else to get budget, like as in the leadership, the management, people like the board or whatnot, or it's getting a peer to go do a patch on a server, because oftentimes, that's another team that does the patching. All along the way, you're influencing people. The technical stuff, yes, it is very hard, and there's a lot of tools, and you got to learn a bunch of stuff. But the buy-in part is a part that I think a lot of folks really don't study in school. And that's where it's super, super applicable. I try to make it super fun for folks. I create lots of games for people to play so that they can understand the concepts a lot better. And then in other cases, they're more just situational and it's just funny, ha. But then because it's funny, ha ha, people are like, hey, I like that security guy. Maybe we should just invite him to the event. There's no reason that he's there. He's just, we just like him, and that gets you a seat at the table. Yes, you can call it manipulative if you want, but in the end, you're achieving a much better outcome. And that's what it's about. And you can do all sorts of things to help people along that journey. Whereas I think a lot of times we just think, oh, I'm just going to explain it to this person and they're going to get it and then they're going to agree. That's not true. You just understanding does not work. You got to take into account people's emotions. You got to take into account the perspective that they're looking at it. And then when you can do that, then you can get the budget, you can get the buy-in, you can get whatever it is that you're looking for.
I love that. Gamification is so underutilized in an organization.